Hello, and welcome to day 42 of Dungeon 23. Today we'll be making an addition onto this little treasure room here that was hidden behind the mural canvas thing that was put up in the main entrance. And I do have an idea for a fun little encounter, and because we've only ever really used two reoccurring enemies, or not enemies, just monsters, this one's going to include goblins, or a goblin, and a very fun goblin. Hopefully. So let me just sketch out the layout of the room. My idea is to maintain the spacing here, so let's see here. Whoop. Guy, and then 1, 2, 3 over. Put a doorway there. I'll do 4. Here, this guy. There's not going to be an entrance down this way. Let's see how much space we have left. A good deal of space. It doesn't need to be this big, but I want to do something fun with the space. And also, we could always add more space on. So, what's this room going to have? It is going to have, objects and tokens. It is going to have 3 potted plants, just bushes in plants. Sorry, bushes in pots. Except one of them has very obviously a goblin hiding in it. Now, really quickly, let's set these guys to be locked. Alrighty, with that done, we have our other guy set. What we're going to do with this guy down here. So when the party walks in through here, they're going to see this guy, and it's going to be very obvious that there's a goblin hiding in this bush. Like, no perception or investigation check needed. They're going to see him poke his little goblin hat, look around, and kind of duck back into the bush, and he's not going to be very good at hiding. Now, he's basically just going to be like a regular goblin, stat-wise. So we're not going to bother giving a unique sheet or anything like that. But what we will give him is something to do. Bush goblin is hiding in his potted plant in order to hide from the blind hook horror that is stalking this level of the D1G1. Do some quick corrections here. He will remain hiding here until the party proves that the hook blind. Jesus, I'm not good at spelling at all. Del. Oh. By bringing giving it one of its hooks or its head or just something like that. You gotta bring back a piece of it. Upon affirming that the monster is dead, he will reward the party with 1d4 plus 2 poisoned blow darts. Poison blow darts do. So blow darts are actually kind of bad. They don't do a whole lot of damage. They literally do 1 damage. The blow dart gun does 1 damage. An additional one. Man, I am really bad at spelling. Poison damage. In addition to the normal 1 piercing damage. So, for those of you who don't know, it's kind of like a meme or running joke in the kind of D&D that the blow dart and the blow dart weapon and like blow darts themselves kind of suck. While they are common, not common, but simple ranged weapons, so technically every single class can use them, they only do 1 piercing damage. And the idea is that you pair them with poison, because, you know, even the description of the blow darts themselves say they have a hollow tip for putting poison in them. The problem being that applying poison to something takes an entire minute, which means you can't do it in combat. And something that has been poisoned only stays poisoned for so long. I don't have the exact time at the top of my head, but it's not very long. Now, unless you get the poisoner feat, in which case you could poison something as a bonus action, in which case just use a different weapon. Like, poisons can be really, really good. Like, if you get a rogue with their, like, a +1 hand crossbow, and then their sneak attack damage on a crit with poison, that's an insane amounts of damage. Especially for, like, some of the harder to get poisons that do, like, 2d10, 3d6, 40, 40, whatever. You can get some pretty intense poisons. And just using them on a weapon that isn't the blow dart does more damage. Like, there's absolutely no reason to use the blow dart over something like a short bow. Because with the short bow, you could fire multiple times per round. Now, granted, rogue doesn't get multi-attack, but if you're like a fighter or a ranger and you're using your multi-attack, you can't use a blow dart more than once per turn because it has the loaded property. At least I'm pretty sure it has the loaded property. And even if it doesn't, it's 1d6 damage of like a short bow. Actually, no, I think it's 1d8. Let me double check. So yeah, a short bow does 1d6 damage, but that means that it is the minimum damage in which you could do is greater than the maximum of the blow dart. And not only that, double checking, the blow dart's a martial weapon, which means most classes don't get them. If you want to be a rogue and use a blow dart, you have to like spec into it. You have to take a feat or you have to go through training to get it. And a rogue is going to be the one that uses the most because they get the sneak attack. Rangers don't get it, which they think they would, but they don't. It doesn't even have a good range of only 25. So if this weapon sucks, why is it being given as a reward? Because it's funny, and also it does make it useful by having poison, but also cap lock. The bush goblin does not have a blow gun to give to the party, nor one for himself. When asked why he doesn't have one, he'll say, blow guns are terrible. And that's really the joke of it, is that he has these things he can't really use, but he will give them to the party. Oh, what's that? DOE. Why does it? Oh, yeah. That's really strange what it's doing there. Does making it note say that it changes the color? That's strange. Anyway, what's important is that the bush goblin will basically reward the party for getting rid of the hook horror. And if they don't know about the hook horror by now, he will tell the party, because obviously he's hiding from the hook horror. They ask why he's hiding. He will say, well, there's a hook horror going around. He may not know it's blind. In fact, he just probably doesn't. But he does know that there's a monster out there, and it's dangerous. He can climb on crap. He also probably doesn't realize that it's too big to fit through the 5-foot doorways. So he really doesn't have a need to hide. He can just move through the smaller passageways. But that's not going to stop him from hiding. So the party could try to get him to, hey, you know, you're safe to move. You could just be anywhere in this room and they can't do anything. But nope, he's going to stay there hiding because he's paranoid. And also the bush is apparently very comfy. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to have this guy, this bush here. Let's see here. DC, let's do 14. Investigation check to find 2d4 plus 2. Let's do silver pieces hidden. Let's reword this. Bag of 2d4 plus 2 silver pieces hidden in the pot. Just like amongst the bush, someone hid it there. And let's just give this just bush with treasure. And we're probably gonna reuse this room in a later dungeon. Just have like a room with multiple bushes and maybe one of them has berries or good berries on it. You know. And unless you add it to the turn initiative, they shouldn't be able to see the nameplate. So yeah, save settings. This guy has some treasure on him. This is the bush goblin who will basically reward the party with some poisoned blow darts if they kill the hook horror. Is it a good reward? Not really, but it's a fun little thing. And also, you want to have fun little memorable characters. And I've said it before, but this dungeon isn't supposed to be very serious, like at all. I wouldn't say it's quite a funhouse dungeon in that it's super out there, but it's pretty wacky, and I want things to be wacky. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like serious games sometimes. I do have plans for a future game with some of my regular D&D people of like a super grim dark setting with frankly like OSR levels of difficulty. Well, not necessarily difficulty, but like grittiness, not grittiness. Yeah, gritty realism, I suppose. I'll make a video on that because I think my ideas for it are going to be pretty good, and I'd like to get some feedback on it. That being said, this has been The Room with the Bush Goblin. If you have any other suggestions for wacky, cool rooms or any kind of challenge or puzzle, it would be greatly appreciated, as I've realized that we haven't done a whole lot of traps or puzzles in this room, nor monsters, to attack the party. So we're going to change that in the next couple episodes. So yeah, comment your suggestions down, I might use them. Like the video if you did, or don't. Subscribe if you want to, or not. All that algorithm stuff, you know. And I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to improve.